Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video and another one in this series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of Led Zeppelin. And today in the third video we have arrived at Led Zeppelin III. And what I have here is a original first UK pressing of that album. And it took me quite some time to find one in a good shape because this record has a lot of bad pressings out there. And I always enjoyed the titles here. I mean, the track list is just fabulous. But the way they sound on this one, I won't go on too long about the sound. I may do a video about that, but it's just stunning. It's again the first UK with the I'm not sure how you say this in English, but I can't even turn it decently. It's just really, yeah. So these pictures change, but I really want to see the face of Robert Plant. So can I? Well, this is not the most spectacular moment in my videos, but nevertheless, I share this with you. I love the artwork here. Really good. Now, this record, it is a very special one in their career. Why? Well, Led Zeppelin 1 is very hard blues rock. Led Zeppelin 2 is very hard rock. And they were defining themselves as a hard rock band. And although this is clearly the work of a hard rock band, the roots, the ideas, and the identity is different. There is a folklore in here. This references folk and mystique. And because the way this was written, you feel that this is Led Zeppelin giving it a different approach. And they somehow seem to change in their core. It was after the success of Led Zeppelin II, and Led Zeppelin II they recorded on tour. Very chaotic situation, very busy. So later, I believe it was even 1969 when they started writing. Robert Plant and Jimmy Page decided to go to Bron-Yr-Aur, which is a cabin somewhere in Wales where Robert Plant went to with his parents when he was a child. And he thought, let's go there because it's 5 kilometers away from just the nearest source of water and food. So you have to walk to get something to eat. But the house didn't have light, no electricity. I believe no water, if I'm correct. Um, so it's isolated. It's this beautiful stone cottage. You can find it if you Google it. And just being alone, the two of them, in such a house, in such a mystery. Yeah, I'm gonna make the reference. Almost Lord of the Rings, Hobbit-like circumstance. It brought something to their writing that is different, and you notice it immediately on the first track. The first track is the Immigrant Song. The Immigrant Song, great hard rock banger. I love the high screeching vocals of Robert Plant here. And also the bang in the guitar. I mean, it has this bang and knocking on the door, and it tells the story of Norman or Vikings going to the UK for the first time. Well, it wasn't the UK back then, but it has this roughness and the Valhalla, I am coming. I love that line there. I love that reference. Such a defining hard rock song. I mean, I like Whole Lotta Love as an opener on Led Zeppelin II. I think this one even has the better opener. The Immigrant Song is so rough. And side one is the electric side, done with electrical instruments. Side two is acoustic. And if you haven't heard it, it's hard to imagine how they make that really edgy and rocky and mythical. There's so much mystery going on here. I mean, looking at the track list, and I have to look at the Immigrant Song, Friends, Great Celebration. That is a banger. That's just, I mean, the complexity of the sound of the guitar. It's so awesome. Since I've Been Loving You. It was one of the first songs they wrote there in Bron-Yr-Aur. I'm so sorry if there are Welsh listeners here who are insulted by the bad pronunciation, but please leave a comment below if I can alter it. I know nothing about Wales. I've never been there, so um, I'm sorry. But Since I've Been Loving You, one of the first songs I wrote there, and perhaps that is the most reflecting of their first album. You can really hear the blues rock like they had in Led Zeppelin I here, but in this track list, it seems like everything has changed. It's fresh. It's really Led Zeppelin III. Don't know precisely how. The title's really good as well. Then there's the other side. Oh yeah, if you're looking for a good copy, the Red Plum is great. And if you check in the Dead Wax, there's one of these one of the Satanist references of Jimmy Page, because he was a Satanist. He even bought the house of Aleister Crowley, and the Dead Wax here says, "Do what thou wilt." One of the rules of Satanism. Don't please feel comfortable. I'm not a Satanist myself, and I have not turned bad or into strange ideas listening to Led Zeppelin or to Jimmy Page. Yeah, here, side 2, Gallow Pole, which is a traditional, and it's so bizarrely good. I mean, the sound of the acoustic guitar here, Tangerine, lovely, awesome ballad. I love that song. I used to play that with my band. Didn't play it really well. That's the way. The Bron-Yr-Aur stomp, also awesome. And hats off to Roy Harper. Roy Harper, they were very much influenced and fans of Roy Harper. And you may know Roy Harper because he is the vocalist on Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar. I have one album of Roy Harper here. He was this folk influenced brilliant musician that as a singer-songwriter really changed and developed. But the style of Roy Harper is completely different from Led Zeppelin. So I believe they even toured together for a while with Roy Harper doing the opening show. And honestly, they do not fit well together. Roy Harper has very different things on his mind. But the influence of Roy Harper, it is noticeable very much on this record, on this beautiful, mythical, folk, traditional influenced album. This is a new side of Led Zeppelin, and listening to it, I loved every second of it, every minute of it, and it's even challenging me with regard to where to put this when I'm going to do the ranking, because later on this month I'm going to do a ranking video of all the Led Zeppelin albums. Led Zeppelin II has some big competition on this one, so I'll wait with my final judgment with the ranking. You'll have to see that in the video, but this album is definitely one of the masterpieces of the 70s, Led Zeppelin III. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.